Hello everyone, welcome to A Clear Perspective. I'm Serene. On June 24th, a Florida condo building suddenly collapsed. So far, 4 people are confirmed dead, and at least 159 people are still missing. The video is very shocking, as if it were a 9/11 attack. It is not known what happened, whether it was a terrorist attack, a criminal act, or a structural defect that caused the sudden collapse. All in all, it was very strange and generated extensive media coverage. There is another sudden news. The former mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani, was suspended from practicing law in New York State by an appellate court on June 24th. Giuliani is the former personal lawyer of President Trump. He is now restricted from performing legal consulting work, since he was accused of acting against public interest. In fact, he was accused of helping Trump. It looks very much like an obvious act of retaliation by the left. His son, Andrew Giuliani, is now running for governor of New York State. The left is now suppressing Trump and the people around him. On June 22nd, Senate Republicans blocked the H.R. 1 for the People Act of 2021. It was blocked with a 50-50 vote. This bill was important because it was about the Constitution. According to the U.S. Constitution, all elections are administered by individual states. However, the H.R. 1 has the federal government to take over the election, which is contradictory to the Constitution. Yet, the Democrat-led House passed it. There is a lot of resistance in the Senate because there are 50 Republicans in the Senate and all of them voted against it. A bill needs 60 votes in the Senate to advance. Of course, the Democrats still have opportunities to insert part of H.R. 1 into the budget law or other bills. That would be a big test for the Republicans, so it's something to watch out for. In fact, the states are already working on their local election laws. They are made and enforced by the local lawmakers and the Senate, so these local election laws have constitutional effect. Another piece of news is that Trump's company sued New York City on June 21st for terminating a golf course contract with the Trump Organization. The city has cited PGA of America's decision to cancel a tournament to be held at one of Trump's golf courses. It also said Trump could no longer attract prestigious tournaments to his golf courses. The Trump Organization denied attracting tournaments as part of the contract. Trump's son, Eric, said that the city's decision was a part of cancel culture earlier this year. We can see that the leftists are using all government power and resources to suppress Trump and his supporters. On June 24th, General Mark Milley, the top officer of the U.S. military, was at the Senate hearing where senators were grilling him about why the military is now doing Neo-Marxist indoctrination. Why are they doing this critical race theory indoctrination? General Milley responded with something that I thought was particularly intriguing. He said, "I don't think we are indoctrinated in racism." He said,
I've read Mao Zedong. I've read Karl Marx. I've read Lenin. That doesn't make me a communist.
He said, "We are doing this education in the military because Congress is under attack, and there are so many people in large numbers who are threatening our constitutional rights. We have to fight to protect the Constitution." Right after the January 6 Congress incident, he made a statement saying they were going to protect the Constitution. General Milley also said that we certainly are going to teach the military and the officers all kinds of our ideologies and have situational understanding of the country. Then he said,
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it.
It seems that he agrees that white people do have anger, and he, as the top leader of the military, actually admits that he was reflecting on the so-called white rage. I don't know what that means exactly. It seems the American military is indoctrinating Neo-Marxism, where because you are white, you have original sin. So you need to eradicate your rage and sin from your mind. This is very strange. The military's responsibility is to protect the Constitution, improve the military's combat effectiveness, and improve physical abilities and skills. The military is supposed to be the least racist place because it has nothing to do with skin color. Next, let's talk about CRT, critical race theory. The other day, the governor of Texas signed the HB 3979 bill, which prohibits critical race theory in Texan schools. Critical race theory has very wicked connotations. It divides people and automatically labels white people as sinners. Why are they sinners? Because they have to bear the sins of their ancestors, even if what their ancestors did was 200 years ago, and they may not even own any slaves. None of it takes into consideration your value, your contribution, or your immigration status. And according to critical race theory, if your skin color is black, you are always in the right and are naturally oppressed. I think this logic is absolutely absurd and is in and of itself racist. In no situation is it appropriate to promote racism. Actually, lots of slave owners were black people back in 17th centuries. In what world can a man be responsible for the sins that his race committed 200 years ago? And the Asians are classified as white adjacent because they believe that Asians have the same status as whites, just yellow skin. Asians are not recognized as a minority group because you are the model ethnicity, so you become white adjacent. Critical race theory's criteria takes no consideration for your morals or what you have done in the past. What it looks at is your skin color. If you are rich and are hardworking, you must be discriminating against others. Why do you have to work so hard? If you are rich and hardworking, then you are wrong. That sums up critical race theory. Obviously, this isn't explicitly stated by critical race theory, but the logic is there. In fact, Asians were heavily discriminated against in America back in the 1800s. Now they are labeled as white adjacent to bear original sin of white people. This story rings true for other ethnicities as well, like Italians, Jews, and Irish. So how come they all get lumped together as oppressors of black people? Isn't this discrimination based on the color of their skin? And it is not only critical race theory that is taking over America's schools. Radical sex education is also being pushed, along with the LGBTQ agenda. I saw a mother who was protesting the school board. You are teaching sex education to kids from the age of 5. They are 5 years old. Why do they need to know about these things? The ultimate goal of these leftist ideologies is to destroy the nuclear family. The middle-class family is the backbone of America. If it were to be destroyed, it would only leave behind two types of people, those that are extraordinarily rich and those that are poor. This would make it simple for the government to take control of everything. Traditionally, America was predominantly middle class. They work hard to achieve their American dreams and want less government control. America was founded on the idea that they did not want big government. They became independent because of Britain's government. BLM also wants to abolish the nuclear family. By abolishing the nuclear family and destroying traditional American values, America would be under Neo-Marxist's control. They are pushing for CRT and LGBTQ to further destroy traditional American values. If Americans do not stand up against this, the future of America will be devastated. Fortunately, we have seen many brave American parents stand up against the current education programs. Furthermore, a lot of mothers don't understand politics, but they know the current education system is bad for their children. Ever since many schools have implemented CRT, numerous parents have come forward and stood up for their children's future. I think the parents are doing the right thing by standing up for their children to guarantee them a good future. Because of this, I admire all the parents out there who are speaking out against the education system. I hope more Americans will continue to do so. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you next time.